I had fun. And a shout out to John Cena. There were a couple of points during the shoot where he made a point of checking in with me, and it was really thoughtful. Hi, I'm Charissa Barton, and I am the choreographer for the opening title sequence for Peacemaker Season 1 and Season 2. Today I'll be sharing what it was like behind the scenes of Season 1 and Season 2. Did you ever expect the opening dance sequence to be viral or as big as it is? No. Of course we were aiming for it to be the best possible thing that it could be. And I think that we all felt that it could be viral. It had never been done before. It was weird and quirky and rhythmic and surprising in a way that we felt would potentially catch on if we did it right. So so we were pretty happy when we saw that it was as popular as it was. What was the process like for choreographing the opening for Season 1? It was during COVID, so everything was a little bit slower. I worked with my husband, Alan Tudyk, who actually is also in the DC universe as Robot Number 4 in Superman. And I recruited Alan as my dancer because he's an actor with sort of average dance ability. And so I was able to gauge when movement might have become too complex for actors and when it might have been too simple. Because I wanted to make it challenging enough and intentionally awkward enough where the tone struck a certain note. He was my gauge, and he was amazing. We didn't actually have everyone together until the day of the shoot, which was also a little like, let's see how this goes. You're as prepared as you possibly can be. I mean, we'll see how this one is received, or if it is being received by the time this gets posted. It's nice to see that it's received well. So the cast members that carried over to Season 2 that didn't die in the first season, their characters die, of course, in the first season, did show up because they had done it before, they knew the process, and they had the confidence, or they had learned in Season 1 that it was something, in fact, that they could do, and that they could do well, so they showed up with a lot of confidence. All of the new cast members had the same nerves that the actors in the first season had, but because the first season had gone so well, they all showed up so ready to dance. What's been the biggest difference choreographing for opening for Season 2? I would say, the biggest difference was the song, and next to that, I would say is just a bigger cast. So same amount of time to make it, bigger cast and more complex. It was a little more complex. Also, Season 2, there's a lot more of the story of the season in the intro. The first season, there wasn't as much of a reference to the story. What was it like working on set with the cast of Peacemaker? Season 1, I think the cast still needed some convincing that this was going to be a good thing. I think they were, nervous. It was a really risky thing to do. Working with the cast in Season 2 was fun, while the process was actually quite stressful for me because there were so many things to hold, so many things to keep in mind, so many people to check in with. I wanted to make sure that all 17 people felt comfortable, confident if they had any questions, if there was any confusions, how their bodies felt, all while watching the monitors, making sure that it was looking like I had hoped it would look. There's such a fun group of people. I had fun, and a shout out to John Cena. This second season in particular, he was really gracious with me specifically because he saw that I had a lot going on and was checking in with everyone, and there were a couple of points during the shoot where he made a point of checking in with me, and it was really thoughtful, and so John was great. Also, asking John to do a dance lift. How many takes did we do? 15, 20 takes of lifting. Jen is not a big person, she's light, but you ask anybody to do a lift that many times, and not once did he complain or even indicate that he was uncomfortable. So anyway, shout out to John, he's great. Who from the cast would you say is the best dancer? Jen is, I would say, the most natural dancer. She was a gymnast, so she has a body awareness. It was an easy sort of path to learning to dance. What is your favorite move from the Season 1 dance sequence? I really like this moment, and that's thanks to Danielle Brooks, because originally it was this. They were just going to do this. Danielle went, can we do the middle finger? We're who we are. And I said, yes, of course. Thanks for watching, and be sure to watch Peacemaker Season 2 on HBO Max.